Yo, so this is gonna be a Ryujin video. It won't be too long because I don't want to drag out this. This is just gonna be like a little, how I personally got started and how you guys can get started too in update 1.5. This probably will be outdated once the Halloween event ends. So if you're watching this after the Halloween event, it will be slightly outdated. It will still be usable, but the Halloween event plays a decent bit, like a decent chunk of this video. It helps a lot with the way I got started. But anyways, I'm just going to jump right into how I got started. I literally started just this update. So this is fresh. I started grinding yesterday and I'm already potential A. And, I only grinded for maybe like an hour or two yesterday. I wasn't really active as I could have been. I had some PC issues. I did try to record this yesterday, but I had some RAM issues with my PC. So I had to, reset my RAM. But I'm just going to jump straight into this. Okay, yo. You'll notice there's a tiny jump in my potential. That's because I took a break and did a mission between recordings because there was some noise in the background while I was trying to record. But I won't be using my skateboard on my phone because you guys won't have that. From what I believe, I didn't play before this update, but apparently this is a brand new map. I just spawned in. I spawned outside this museum. If you spawn outside this museum, I use it as a good landmark. I just turn around and I run directly straight. When I run straight, you'll get led to a bridge up here. You can see it starting to load in through the fog. You'll see this bridge. This first part is how we'll get our money at the start, and it'll be how you get your money for a while. All this money is from what I do here. Because of the Halloween event, you can trick or treat houses. Not that one. I've already done that one. You can trick or treat houses, right? And I believe it's a 5% chance to get 100,000 won and a 20% chance to get 25k. So what I usually do is I just trick or treat these houses. There's quite a few. You can also get candy as well. I think you most likely get candy, but in between jobs and other things, you can trick or treat and you might get some money. See, wow, okay, 100k. It'll take a minute to load here. There we go. 100k won right there. So that's a very good example of how you can get your money, right? And the first thing you want to buy is a phone. So now that you're at this house, you're at these houses, you just run straight and then you want to take a right. And then you'll see this job board here, and then you'll be at this is called the Ryujin Association, and you can buy a phone here. Now that's the first big purchase you really want to get, because when you get your phone, you can navigate, which will literally like show everything on the fucking map. Like anything you want to go to, you can go to. So now that you've gotten some money, well, of course you buy the phone, and I go to Dome Skates. Shout out Dome. Dome's cool. Go to Dome Skates, and you pick yourself up a skateboard. Right, this is just to help you get around the map easier. Of course, you might not get as lucky as I did and get 100k. But I think there's about, I want to say about 7 to 8 houses you can search. And that fucking NPC. Oh my god. Skateboard. You pick this up here. 75k. And I believe it's above the agility cap, how fast you move. So I think you do move faster than anyone who's not dashing and just sprinting, no matter how much agility they have. But this will just help you get around the map very quick. So going back to these houses, I'll show you guys the location. So you have one here, one here. You have one here, and you can come around here, and you got this one here. You also trick or treat this one here, and that one. So that's what, there's 3 on this side. There's how many here? 1, 2, 3. No, yeah, 3 on this side, so that's 6. And then you could search this one here. You could search, and this one here, I believe. I haven't seen anyone else search anything else. So there are 8 locations you can search. But if you aren't getting money from that, they do have a cooldown. I believe on the trailer it says 15, but I think it might be server to server, because when I server hop it instantly resets. So I think it might be 15 minutes every server for you personally. So once you get that done, you don't need to actually, like, you don't need to grind. Well, you do need to grind, but it will be very quick. So once you get a bunch of money, get your skateboard, get your phone, you know, I want to say you probably want to get around maybe 50 to 60k, which is very easy now, especially with the trick-or-treating. And what I did personally, I came in here and training routes, short run. It'll be very slow to start, but I pretty much did this until like, I want to say like 150 stamina. Right, I did this like 150 stamina, because you also get agility on top. This will give you 3 agility and I think 1.5 or 1.4 stamina per run. Oh, also don't forget, fuck, I forgot a thing. I'll show you guys after this run. I forgot, that's my bad. You're gonna go to a place called Lazy Proteins. It's literally opposite Nitrogen. So you wanna come to Nitrogen to get, of course, the runs. Then opposite Nitrogen, there is, not opposite, but like, you know, yeah, I guess opposite. Down here, it's the pink building. You're gonna come in here, all the way here, and buy a breathing mask. You know, I think I already have one in my inventory. Yeah, I do. Breathing mask. This will increase stamina gains passively while you run, while you punch, while stamina drains, while you move around. I believe it also applies like a percentage boost after you do like any runs or anything like that. So once you get like your runs done, keep this mask on at all times pretty much, and it will speed up stamina gain. But I basically got my stamina to like 200 and I started doing missions. Missions are new, I believe. So you want to head back right over to Ryujin Association where we got our phone. You can also check your stats here. So if you don't have the game pass like I do, because I don't want to buy a stat checker game pass, you can check your stats here for 2.5k one. You just got the skateboard and check your stats. These are my stats. I don't really care. I started yesterday and I'm almost at 4k TP. That's how really good missions are. So basically, once you're here, you want to come up these stairs and you want to talk to this guy right here and select missions. Easy, and because you're just starting, you won't have any skills anyway, so tick on poor memory. Poor memory is very good. Freaks of nature, if if you're decent, and that will pretty much get you 1.35 times more stats. Alright, how these work, so I'll start a mission. I might speed this part up because I don't know if it'll be worth it to watch all of this. Maybe finding an easy mission, but in my experience, you get one of 4 things. You get find an item, save a hostage, boxes, or beat NPCs. So you'll load into a map, and I've experienced about 3 or 4 maps. Oh, here are NPCs. There will be a lot of them, like a lot. So when you're starting out, I'll just show you. I'll beat these guys. Jesus Christ! I'll beat these guys, and then I will show you. There's definitely, yeah. The NPCs are they like to stack up on top of each other. Yeah, like this. I'm just gonna fucking skip until I beat this shit, because this shit's a fucking mistake. Okay, I beat the mission. I just have to kill 2 on top of like 20 million of them. They do stack. When you beat the mission, be prepared to run very fast. They all kind of just lock onto you, as you see here. They all kind of do just chase me. But once you get out of the mission, I'll show you guys what comes up. It makes the game so much easier than before, because before it was all macroing, I was told, but now it's a lot different. Okay, so you'll load back in, and it will take a minute for the game to register that you just beat a mission. So while you're doing that, while you're waiting for the game to register you beat a mission, you can just go trick or treat, get some more money. It's always good to have more money, because I don't have auto macro, I don't have any of that stuff. I think this server might be broken when it comes to trick or treating. Yeah, some servers for some reason are bugged with trick or treating. So if you come here and you don't have the ability to trick or treat, server up. Press M, server list, scroll down to a region that is yours, and just click on one. For some reason, sometimes it just breaks. It does. I don't know why. There we go. It showed up here. when you beat the mission, a book will show up. And there we go. So you selected stat will receive 67.5 stat points. All others receive 27 stat points. All stat points are affected by soft caps, sorry. Basically, you tick one, anyone you want. You can only pick one. Early on, I recommend highly getting agility. I'm gonna do agility as well, simply because the NPCs are a lot faster than you, and the way I fight them, I do a combo, I run, I do a combo, I run. And because there's so many of them stacked on top of each other, that is definitely, you know, what you want to do. You want to, you know, run around, don't get caught in too much. If you're finding it difficult, you can always just remove some of the modifiers I put on. But that's pretty much how I've been grinding. I've been, you know, this is my second day really, and I've only played for like maybe 2 hours yesterday. And, you know, I'm pretty much 4k TP, you know, 1.1k strength, some stamina, 800 agility, you know, 500 Jura. You know, Jura is not something I should be working on. But when you begin doing these missions, you know, there's no cooldown on these. I would recommend putting into agility or stamina, because, you know, either way, you're getting stat points on every single stat. You know, it doesn't really matter what you put them into, unless you're trying to specifically train something. But early on, definitely put it into stamina or agility, simply because it just makes life easier. Yeah, I'm recording this after I finish editing. I'll probably be making a lot more Ryujin content, as, you know, there's not much to do on Fistborn. The only time I really got onto Fistborn is to like fucking test, or I might fight if I'm really bored, but there's nothing to do on Fistborn right now. So for now, there'll be a lot of Ryujin content, so if you fuck with that, you know, subscribe and shit. I'm trying to hit 300 by the end of the year. That's like a little goal I set for myself. I don't usually set goals, but it's really cool to hit 300. Despite that goal being in place, I'm still very grateful for all of you. You know, 212 is insane. I never thought I'd even get to 100 or even 50. You know, I put this stuff out because I enjoy it, you know. I didn't expect any of this support, so I just appreciate every single one of you. I'm gonna just keep on pumping out content for you guys on games that I enjoy. You know, so, you know, stay tuned.